Welcome back to another D3 to D1 training review. We're going to look over the last week of what I've been doing. But before we start that, I have to ask you to subscribe. A lot of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel. It does greatly help me out. And please leave a like on the video. We've got to game the algorithm here if we're going to make this series blow up. Notice I'm a little bit burnt today. Even worse on this front side of the body. It's sunny out today, but got to get the paleness off of me. I've been inside for way too long. Apparently this winter I did not get outside ever, so we're super pale. But I'm going to be a little bit different with the workouts this week. Just was a crazy training week. We were coming off girls state for Plainfield North, and then coming around I had boys state the following weekend, so I was barely even home. Was really just trying to get my workouts in the best that I could and get something done rather than get nothing done. It's always better to do that than just taking the day off, unless you're injured or something like that. Then just take the day off. But so we ended up doing just the actual sprinting portion, potentiate, and then sprint for our max velocity day, and then for the acceleration day, I actually ended up doing the whole workout, so that was normal. And then we did not bench on Friday, unfortunately. Did get a workout in with my boy Jaden. Shout out to him. But I wasn't able to bench, and I ended up running a 100-meter sprint on Friday at Run Under the Lights, and I ran 12:12, which is pretty sick. I was pretty happy with that. I ran like 13:1 with my PR in high school. Damn, I was slow. I know. Trust. I know. I was like 2:10, but it is what it is. We're faster now, so it just shows that what we're doing. We took like a second off of our time in 2 years, so that's pretty sick. Was very happy with that. Without further ado, let's get into reviewing our max velocity workout. Starting off here, we had our skip to sprint. This is to get some rhythm going into our sprint. So I did our full warm-up, RPR, all that stuff, testing, jump into our skip to sprint. We're going for like 5 yards into like a 10, 15-yard sprint. Pretty low intensity. We're just trying to potentiate. We don't want to actually hurt ourselves at all. We're just trying to get that rhythm from that skip to sprint to transfer over into our actual sprinting once we get into those flies. After that, we did straight leg bound to sprint. This is that final little bit when you're pulling your leg through and then you're coming to the ground. When you come to the ground, your leg comes through and it kicks out, which is called shin casting, and it comes and hits the ground. So we're basically mimicking that motion, these straight leg bounds, and getting that pop off the ground and transitioning it into a sprint. So we really get that carryover in the drill and then to our sprints. Finally, what feels the best for me and what I'm really loving is these resisted flex knee primes. Very light, like 15 pounds of a chain to go behind me and actually do the resistance. But we're hitting in that, keeping our knee bent in the position it would come through at and more of a specific angle. And we're doing zero backside. So it's very reflexive, stays completely frontside the whole time. So we got to really make sure our hip is firing and being quick with our strides, which is another great part of it. And then doing it with like the resistance can help us to hit in that very specific motion, is going to translate to help us produce a little bit more force, have a little bit more motor units activated before we go sprint. And then with our 20-yard fly, we ended up running 2:12, which isn't bad. Our PR on the 10-yard fly is 105, so times that by 2 is 210. So you'd like to hit that, but 2:12 is pretty good. You're not going to run your PR every day. Jumping into our acceleration workout, really love this actual workout here. This is our first week doing it. So I was testing something out different with our potentiation again. We did it with our max velocity sprints. Felt pretty good, but I don't feel it nearly as much as when I do these drills right before I do accelerations. The push-up start is kind of a good feel-good drill. You'd probably do these all the time, but I try to push up and be reflexive with that leg and get it up at the same time rather than doing the push-up and then pulling your leg forward. You don't get the same adaptation if you're not pushing up and driving your leg up at the same time. Got to get that carryover. Head ball excels. I did really love these. These were my favorite part of the workout. I will be putting these in like all of my programs going forward. Really did enjoy these. Biggest thing with these is to have the med ball go over each leg. So we're trying to have whatever leg is on the ground, we're trying to have the med ball on that leg and potentiate that going into our sprints to get that rotation. And that transitioned right into our 15-yard fly. Ran 108. We ran 117 2 weeks ago. You'll see that video on my Instagram because that was a huge jump. I was very happy with that. And I just think that was a huge carryover from mostly using that more rotation. And I could feel it coming out in every step that I was stepping out and using rotation to get us moving forward a little bit quicker. So really great on those 15-10 flies with 108. After that, we did resisted runs. We did 4 sets of 20 yards at 30% body weight. I would like to do these at 50%. I just don't have enough chain weight right now. So I got to go buy those and stop being a cheapo. But it is what it is right now. We're working with 30%, so it's not that bad. Jumping into our French contrast, really love this as well. So we're in our next phase of triphasic. So we did eccentric, now we're on isometric. So with the isometric, we're dropping ourselves down as fast as we can in the iso. It's not a slow drop, it's a fast drop to that bottom position, hold it for 4 seconds, fire it back up. We're doing that for 3 sets of 4, about 315 on the bar. After that, we did B stance, 10% body weight jumps, so little 20 pounders. We're in basically a split stance. Boom, throw ourselves as fast as we can down and then explode up. Love that for some rate of force development work. Then we did our standing triple jump. Our standing triple jump is really transfers over to those early steps in acceleration as just kind of a general plyo. It's not specific. You hit in a different range, but it is still a great transition over to our acceleration steps. Finally, finished off with assisted pogos. Just love doing assisted jumps at the end of my workouts in the French contrast because my rate of force development is not good. I'm not super reactive, and that'll help with both of those things. That is it for the training this week. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave a recommended video for you right up here and a subscribe button right there. I will see you guys in the next training review.